In the News Center, we have NewsNation political contributors, Denise Gitsham, Scott Bolden, both joining us. And good to see you both. Since, Brooke ended there, let's start, Denise, with the mayor's race, and then we'll back into the governor's race in your home state of California. So what is the message? So Spencer Pratt, this reality guy, is doing better than people thought. I don't think it necessarily means he's going to be the next mayor, because on a one-on-one matchup, say with Mayor Bass, he might not win, right? But the idea that he's doing better than expected, what message is that sending about democratic governance in the city of Los Angeles, do you think?
I mean, I don't think it's a hard one to discern, honestly. I mean, LA, Spencer Pratt has said, just look around you. He says, I'm the look around candidate, because all you have to do is look and see what a disaster LA is to determine whether or not you think the person who's been in charge should stay in charge. There's nobody that's running except for Spencer Pratt that is saying, I'm actually trying to help the people of LA instead of the politicians that they're all entrenched with. And that's what every Democratic candidate on there is running for, is for the establishment, for their money and for their support and the unions. Nobody is talking to the parents. Nobody is talking to the everyday business owners. 1,000 businesses have left downtown LA alone in the last year. So think about that. Who's actually in touch with the people on the ground that are supporting the tax base, that are sending their children to school, and are having to deal with the ramifications of poor management across the county and across the city? And they just want to change. Look, people are sick of it. They want to find a way to stay in LA, but they need something new.
I do think, Scott, that there's something there for Democrats to at least pay attention to. And again, I'm not predicting Pratt's going to be the next mayor, but the idea that this guy comes out of nowhere and is doing as well as he does, isn't there some sense for Democrats looking in at the midterms or even the 28th presidential race and saying, hey, we've got to consider some of this, and what happened last time and what might still happen next time if people feel this way?
Well, I think there's a sense of frustration for all Americans, whether they're Democrats or independents or Republicans, especially in a place like Los Angeles. Spencer may have come out and giving you the rhetoric and is touching base with the people. He's got a populist message. But look at the two issues facing the incumbent. It's not like she's not talking to the people. It's not like she doesn't want something better for LA. But the two issues that are dragging her down in the race is the Palisades fire and homelessness. Two really tough issues to solve, quite frankly, and two very emotional issues. So Spencer, if you vote for Spencer, then Spencer doesn't have to tell you what he's going to do or be able to convince you he's going to do it. He's just speaking to the issue. Right. The politics of governing means he's going to have to fix those same issues. And no major city, no medium city, you have homelessness and similar issues in rural communities. And so before you jump on Spencer's bandwagon, how is he going to govern differently?
I don't know. I mean, I just think it'll be telling to see how many people jump on that bandwagon. We'll see tonight.
Well, the messaging is good. I think Bass ought to be listening, and all of us as Democrats ought to be listening.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. Yeah, that's my point.
Now, but she's had her chance, Scott. She's had her chance, and she has miserably failed. Not just a little bit, but abject failure in LA. You know what? Spencer, anyone could do better.
Let me back in to the governor's race.
If you put LA's issue in,
because there's some of the same issues, Denise, right? There's some of the same issues, like if we talk about the governor's race, but I actually want to talk about it in kind of a weird way, and that's through the prism of the congressional races. So there's a headline from the AP that Democrats redrew the California map to counter Trump, and the primary tests whether this will pay off for them. And here's what I'm talking about. So if we go to our telestrator, we have the people running for governor in California. If these two guys, Denise, end up 1-2, Steyer and Becerra, okay, the Democrats. To me, the question is, what does that do now in the congressional races down ballot in the fall? Like, does it affect turnout? Whereas if Hilton ends up 2 and say it's Becerra 1, hypothetically, do Republicans have a little bit of a better shot at not getting wiped out in the fall? Do you see what I'm saying? Are you watching that?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I will tell you that there's no one more motivated in California right now than Republicans, because for the first time, they feel so excited at the possibility of channeling that 58% of Californians who say they're open to voting for a Republican, which is huge in an overwhelmingly blue state. Republicans are coming out in droves. What you saw with that woman who was speaking earlier, the mom who was like, well, I'm just trying to get a better, that's the mood that I'm feeling amongst Democrats who are like, listen, none of these people are exciting me. If someone someone was exciting them, they'd be able to walk away with it with 50+% in this jungle primary. But they can't, because nobody is excited about anyone on the Democratic ticket. So I guarantee you that no matter what happens in this primary, and I pray to God that we have choices at the very least, because that's what a real democracy is about.
Right.
Then even if they don't make it and we don't have a Republican and a Democrat at the top of this ticket, you're going to have Republicans coming out to vote for those congressional candidates, because that's why we're having that midterm, that convention that Trump has been throwing out there. He's like, we're going to get you guys to the polls one way or the other. So Republicans are fired up. We're ready to go.
One more thing on this before we break on the politics, just to get away from what's happening tonight. Scott, I want to talk about Graham Platner for a moment in Maine. We talked about it a lot yesterday, the latest controversy surrounding that Senate candidate, because he's been in D.C. today. This is like a damage control thing, I guess, meeting with leadership. And Chuck Schumer just spoke after meeting with Platner. And here's what Senator Schumer had to say. Take a listen.
I met with Graham Platner today. We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
You're standing behind Graham Platner, to be clear here?
We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
Yeah, with Graham Platner, no direct answer. Yeah, this is the Dems now are in a tough spot, because did you see this as a must-win, Scott, for Democrats, and now they're forced to defend this guy with a lot of controversy.
Well, if Trump has put his party and Susan Collins in this position, and his politics have, then you got to go with the Democratic horse, as imperfect as he may be. And let's remember, these issues of sexual imperfections and some of the other issues facing Graham, you know what? It's too late to change horses, and you're going to have to ride that horse.
I think Governor Mills is still on the ballot, so technically
she may be on the ballot, but she's not in the race anymore, and so she's not spending money. She's not trying to connect with the voters. So he's got something that the voters like and want, independents and Democrats, and so you're going to ride that horse. He needs to apologize, keep it moving. His wife is supporting him. They've worked on their marriage. That's always a good thing.
Problem is, it's not just that, as you know. It's the tattoo and the Reddit posts and all the rest. That's the least of his concerns. Let me ask you guys to both stick around on this, and let me get that break in that I mentioned, Denise and Scott.